Okay, welcome to Cayman Turtle Centre, guys, and happy National Wildlife Day. Here we are at the Cayman Turtle Centre, and this is one of our habitats. This is the butterfly exhibit, and in here we have a variety of local species of butterflies. So what we're doing here for National Wildlife Day is we want to highlight wildlife, their diversity, and their habitat, because we want you to think that wildlife does not just live in isolation. You have to think of the animal and its habitat. As we become more and more aware and more conscious of what we're doing to our environment, we have to know that these animals are a vital part of it. Otherwise, they will not be here. Okay, so here we want to highlight pollinators. And as we know, pollinators are critical not just for the environment, but they're also critical for our well-being. More than 2/3 of the plant products that we consume, whether it's food, medicine, even the clothing we wear, they have to be pollinated in order to produce a crop. And we know how important bees are to pollination. But butterflies also play that role. And butterflies give us a little something extra. They also give us beauty, which is good for our soul. So just think of how it feels when you see a field full of flowers and butterflies sitting among them. Okay? That kind of feeling we need, because we know we have enough stress going on in our lives. Okay? So you want to highlight that there are many different species of butterflies in here. Each one has a particular role because each one pollinates a particular plant. So that is good for the environment. Just like we know that each animal has its own role in society, just like we have our own role in society, each animal has its own role in the environment, and we need all of them. So we want to make sure that you understand that, and hopefully one day you get to come and visit our exhibit. So, National Wildlife Day. Appreciate the animals, appreciate their diversity. So here we are in the Caribbean aviary. Caribbean aviary is a habitat for different species of birds. So these are all birds of the Caribbean. And just like out there in the wild, different birds have different functions. They're all very important parts of the habitat that we live in because they enhance the habitat. In here, we have different species. We have insect feeders, we have nectar feeders, we have fruit eaters, we have predators. And these are all an integral part of the habitat. So wildlife, just remember, they are part of the habitat, and the habitat is part of them. So do not think of the animal by itself. The animal is an integral part of the habitat. So we have to by taking care of our environment, we take care of our wildlife. And in here, we have the insect feeders. Because everything is so green and lush, it's because of them. They control all the insect population, will probably eat all these plants. We have beautiful trees and flowers, fruits, and that's because of the nectar feeders. They help pollinate the plants. We have a variety of species of fruit trees in here. That's because of the fruit eaters. Their droppings help spread the seeds and germinate them. And of course the predators, well, the predators are the predators. Okay? So think of our wildlife as part of their environment, and the environment is part of them. So birds are a very special very special aspect of wildlife because they're one of the most visual parts of our natural environment. Just think of how beautiful it is when you see birds flying through the forest. And two species in particular that we'd like to highlight here is our national bird, the Cayman Islands Amazon parrot. Another one is the white-crowned pigeon. Two iconic species that are here in the Cayman Islands, and here at the Cayman Turtle Centre we have conservation programs for. We have captive, breeding, and release right here in our aviary. So hopefully one day you'll get to come down and see. Here at the Cayman Turtle Centre, we're here at our Predator Reef exhibit. So we're highlighting the marine environment and the variety of species of wildlife that we find in the marine environment. At our Predator Reef exhibit, of course, we're highlighting predators. And most people, when they think of predators, they think of sharks. Sharks are, yes, they are the apex predators. There are over 400 different species of sharks, from the small lantern dogfish up to the mighty whale shark. Here in our Predator Reef exhibit, we talk about our two nurse sharks, Freddy and Booker. But they're not the only ones. We have tarpon, we have barracuda, we have jacks, we have snappers, and they all play a role in the environment. Remember, the wildlife is part of the environment, and the environment is part of the wildlife. So by protecting our environment, we protect not only particular species, but we protect the whole ecosystem. And each one of these animals has a role to play in that ecosystem. So that's what we do here at the Turtle Centre. We have these animals on display, and we also talk to people. And this is a chance for people to understand, to appreciate them, and to understand them, and to hopefully learn that they all have their place in the world. So one day you'll be able to come down here and see it for yourself. So here at the Predator Reef exhibit, As I said, we conduct shark talks, we conduct shark feeding and predator feeding. So this is what people can do to learn to appreciate our wildlife. So one day we hope that you get a chance to come and see it for yourself and listen to one of our shark talks. Cannot think of National Wildlife Day without thinking of wildlife conservation. At the Cayman Turtle Centre, conservation of the green turtle is at the heart of what we do. Adult breeders sea turtles are kept at our breeding pond, the main facility where the conservation program begins. These turtles lay their eggs between the months of May to October. As they would in the wild, in the semi-natural conditions, these turtles are provided with a nesting beach. Pregnant females will haul their bodies out onto the sand at night, digging the nests and laying their eggs. The eggs are collected by Cayman Turtle Centre experts, who will gather them into the hatchery for incubation for 50 to 60 days. Eggs are collected from the nesting beach and brought into the hatchery, where they're incubated 50 to 60 days. The eggs are checked regularly in these incubation boxes. Once the eggs hatch, the hatchlings are kept in grow-out trays for 3 to 5 days, then taken to the water. At that time, they are grown until they're a year old or 2 years old to be ready for release.